Hey Jabronis, Jabroni Mike here, and I am here with 5 things that I'm throwing at you. And these are actually some really good ones this time. So I have the 5 best things that happened in wrestling in 2018. So let's just wrap up that year, just get it the hell out of here so we can focus on everything that's coming toward us. So, kicking shit off, number 5. Kind of a cheap one, so I figured I'd start it out with number 5 because it was a bit of a tie and I just decided to squish them together. Adam Cole and Tommaso Ciampa. Man, I know NXT is extremely deep. There's a ton of reason to watch it. But those 2 guys are the reason that I care about NXT right now. With all due respect to all the other performers, I would care significantly less if those 2 were not there. My goodness, just everything about them. Adam Cole not only looks like Shawn Michaels, he might be the most captivating heel that I've seen that isn't extremely big and bulky since Shawn Michaels. Like, that dude just gets it. Adam Cole, baby. Tommaso Ciampa, the guy is just classic. Like, I see, though the characters aren't necessarily very similar, I see so much Triple H in that, and I totally get why Hunter's like, yeah, I like him. Dude, I totally get it. I saw that guy at a live event. My cousin and I, we saw him on here, Jabroni. Brought him over. Steven and I, we went and we saw an NXT live event in Phoenix, and it was kick-ass. We saw Velveteen Dream lose to Tommaso Ciampa. Damn, that was so good. Like, it convinced me that guy, if they give him the opportunity, could go down as one of the best, and I absolutely believe that. As long as Vince and everybody doesn't butcher the shit out of it, it should be a hell of a run. I'm really excited for it. Both of those guys are extremely good storytellers. They were consistently put in positions to succeed and nailed it. And they have some real match of the year candidates. And really just, I look forward to so much more in 2019 with that. The 4th best thing that happened in 2018 was Daniel Bryan's revival as a character. Killing the Yes Movement was the best decision that they could have made with Daniel Bryan. Whether that was he himself that made it, Vince, I don't know. Whoever did it, 1,000 thumbs up to you. Wow. To just, boom, completely just, I was shocked. That was the first time in a very long time that a heel turn genuinely took me by surprise. Probably since Seth Rollins. He was beginning to kind of become the boring guy who didn't really have a lot going except that he's good in the ring. So, like, you would watch, but your interest would only carry you so far because they weren't really giving him a whole lot to work with. His opponents weren't too varied. As soon as that heel turn happened, he became champion. Him and AJ Styles tore it down. But the first match that he had was Brock Lesnar. Dude, like, he was a heel believably, but it still suspended the fact that it was heel versus heel dynamic. Like, they didn't really present Brock as a face, and you kind of can't, considering all the things that he's done and the way he's acted. But I didn't care, and I'm usually somebody that really does care about stuff like that. But man, what a match that was. They tore that shit down. And Daniel Bryan has just been on a roll. Like, it was the number 1 nostalgia for me. Really just tapping into how classic and just special a moment like that can be. It just encapsulated, it summed up so well what wrestling can be and how well a story can be told. And it was Goldberg notwithstanding, it was the most like little kid in me moment of just complete joy and happiness of an unexpected moment in like a decade. Hell of a way to kick it off. And there's some great shit on this list that I cannot wait to get to. The 3rd best thing that happened to wrestling in 2018 was Chris Jericho. The dude just, he can't stop succeeding. Like, everything he does. He's got a super successful band that he tours with, and he goes all over the world. He's got like these wrestling cruises that he just brings people on after, they pay a crazy amount of money. But he did give out like tickets to people that couldn't afford to go and were super looking forward to it and all kinds of stuff like that. Very charitable guy. He's killing it in every single promotion he's associated with. He hasn't had a bad match, and I don't even know how long. Well, come to think of it, probably the time that he like squashed Bray Wyatt, but that was like years ago, and he hasn't had a bad match since, regardless of the promotion or the opponent. The promo work that he had against Naito, or Nato as he said, like, Naito, you fuck, like, dude. The face paint, everything. Jericho just completely reinvents himself or just tweaks some things sometimes. He can do anything. That dude is literally Father Time himself. Love that dude. Break the walls down. Let's kick this shit off. So the second best thing that happened in 2018 for wrestling, All In. Oh man. So before we even knew that all of that was going to lead to All Elite Wrestling, Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, just Pentagon, Chris Jericho, tons of talent are just coming together, and they're having these there was so much variety on that card. There was like a classic moment of Cody winning the belt that his father had, and the late great. But dude, just there was like some really weird shit in it. Like there was some weird penis envy stuff that I can't even imagine how weird it must have been to be there with your parents as like a teenager. Thank God. Although at the same time, I'm kind of envious that they won it all. So, get past it, guys. You had a great time. Just everything that was there, for me, it firmly establishes moving forward that All Elite Wrestling could potentially, I know it sounds kind of crazy, could potentially actually run WWE for their money and pass them if WWE doesn't actually make changes. They haven't had to step their foot down or put their foot on the gas in a really long time. I'm excited for that prospect as well. But just Jericho as Pentagon, there was so much stuff, dude. Like it was goofy, it was brutal, it told beautiful stories, it set up things extremely well for the future, and it didn't drag like almost every WWE show does. I think that pretty much explains it as well as I can. A fucking million thumbs up. Let's kick this shit off. The absolute best thing that happened in 2018, the man, Becky Lynch. Anything that she touched turned to gold. Anything. From the moment that she started like playing on social media and pushing kayfabe boundaries and being a little meaner than usual, she burnt the hell out of Corey Graves not too long ago. She backed that shit up with some of the best promos I have seen that whole year, and really in a few years. Like her and Alexa Bliss have some of the best promos that I've ever seen in a women's division. And oh my God, Becky Lynch had the best promos in 2018. Like I was gonna do a top 5 of that, but it just would have been like 4 Becky Lynches and maybe a John Cena because we kind of missed him. But the point is Becky Lynch was on fucking fire. Not to mention that she had the match of the year, my match of the year, my #1 women's match of all time, Becky Lynch and Charlotte. Like, dude, I could ramble on about that forever, and I kind of did, and you should check that shit out, because, I kicked a lot of shit off. But, dude, that match was the bomb. Becky Lynch, including that, the storytelling, the way that her little vignettes that would play, everything. I want her versus Ronda, and I'll believe it when she beats her. And I didn't think there would ever be someone in the women's division that could believably beat Ronda Rousey, or that I would want to beat Ronda Rousey. And I was wrong, because Becky Lynch is the woman that I want to beat Ronda Rousey, and I believe she can. I'm really looking forward to it. She was the best thing of 2018. She's my #1 prospect going into 2019. I think she's going to have the best year. Looking forward to a Royal Rumble win, hopefully that Mania title. Don't screw this up, guys. Please. Oh. But not to get negative at all, because those were the 5 best things about the year. And thank you so much for strolling on by Jabroni Drive. I'm Jabroni Mike. I'm so grateful you let me kick shit off for you guys. Have a good one.